Hi everyone, welcome back to our fourth week of training. I'm really excited about this week because we are going to be focusing on our serve and serve receive, which are the single two most important part of our game. Without that, we cannot start any points, so make sure you tune in and you try your best. After some initial digs and volleys on the wall, we are going to move on to the correct technique. I'm going to run you through how to get started with your serves and how to perfect them. So good luck everybody. Get your greenhouse gear on, make sure you have a big water next to you, and we can get started. Let's start with 60 digs on the wall. Try to hit the exact same spot all the time. And when you're done, let's have 60 more, but this time one small and one slightly higher. I'm very lucky to have a line over there. You can even just imagine that line. And to finish up, before we move on to serving, let's have 60 digs and volleys alternated. So now that we've run through your initial digs and volleys, let's move on to serving. So grab this volleyball, go near a wall, and we can get started with how to serve. Please make sure that you are not moving on too quickly. So every single stage has to be completed to perfection before you move on to the next one. And that is going to be really important when you get onto the court. And if you practice bad habits, it's not going to be very easy to correct. So if you're a little bit struggling with something, just make sure you keep going and going until you perfect it. If you think you've done it very well, don't hesitate to send me a video and I can tell you some feedback on how you're doing. There are some key things if you want to serve over the net. Firstly, your opposite feet has to be in front to your hitting hand. So if you're right-handed, you're a step front with your left foot, and if you're left-handed, you're gonna step over with the right foot. To step in front is very important because you really want to gain a momentum to have more power to serve the ball over. If you watch any football, when you see them scoring penalties, they're not just standing and having a big kick, they really go back and they're going in front, building up that momentum to have more power. So make sure when you build that momentum, you step with the opposite feet so you can really open up and have a lot of power engaging your belly and your back to serve that ball over. Secondly, when you toss your ball, the toss has to be perfect. At the moment, your toss is going behind you, you're going to lean back and you're not going to have power. If it goes too in front of you, you're not going to be able to catch it. Or if it goes even just above your head, you're going to lean over now to hit. So it's very important you toss the ball right above your hitting hand. If I'm right-handed, then I'm going to have my volleyball, toss it nice and high, step in front of left foot and have the ball bouncing down in front of my right hand. So let's practice these skills a little broken down, and we can have a few serves at the end. Good luck. And when you're ready to get on with your serving, let's practice our tossing a little bit because that's so important. So your ball should just go up and down. Stand around a step away from that wall and try to toss your ball super close to the wall without it touching the wall or being too far away. So now we're going to try to catch that toss, and we are going to have to catch it with our hitting hand, with our hitting shoulder slightly higher than the other one. So we're going to reach up for that ball and we're going to have our hand right on the back of the ball. When we catch it, now you can see if you have a perfect toss. It can't be left or right, it should be nice and high above your hitting shoulder. As you can see, I'm catching that ball right at the back of it. So I'm not underneath the ball, I'm not on the top of it, I'm not at the side. I'm trying so hard to stay right at the middle on the back of the wall. And from this other angle, you will be able to see that my toss is still going close to the wall and I'm standing a step away before I toss it. And that's because I'm giving myself some space to be able to step forward with the opposite foot and build that momentum for myself so the ball does not end up behind me. So nice and high toss, up and down, step and catch at the highest point that you can reach up to. Right at the same time with your toss, please make sure you are building that momentum. And as a right-handed server, I'm building that momentum with my left foot. If you're left-handed, do the opposite way. Step front with your right foot. And there is another way of doing this, and usually I recommend this way to beginners who are really struggling not to have a short movement, but to build a big momentum with the hands as well. So you can stick your hitting palm out, looking at the back, and have a nice and long, quick movement coming all the way from the back. So if you struggle with opening up and bringing that hand forward, then you can start like this, and this will make your life much easier. Another very important thing that I see many times, if you want to get that ball over the volleyball net, that wrist cannot be floppy like a dead fish. The ball cannot hit your hand, it's your hand that needs to hit that ball. So make sure that the wrist is super strong and unmovable, and that's the way you're going to hit that ball. And you can practice it by bouncing the ball down on the ground and smacking it back and catching the ball. Then you should hear a very nice and aggressive sound when you do that. And when you've got all of this, let's move on to try a few serves. Now try not to hit the ball too hard at this point unless you're doing outside. I'm having slow hands because I don't want my volleyball to end up at the downstairs neighbor's terrace. I'm just having my hand moving back, practicing the perfect technique, stepping in front with the opposite foot, bringing my hand back, and having with the strong wrist having a nice and quick hit on the wall, making sure that it's high, not flicking my wrist like when I hit, because I want to send my ball far. A huge well done to everybody who have completed today's session. Service is a very important skill, and you are really going to thank yourself when you're coming back to court and you have done everything and now you're able to serve. So I'm looking forward to see you again at the next session, where we are going to be working a little bit on our passing just to link those two together. So have fun. Bye.